We've got a lot to talk about today, so thank you for tuning in. One of the things, we've got a lot of questions today. It's been a while since I taped for you. We're going to go back over some things. For example, in refried beans. We're going to make a new refried bean today. Today we're going to make a garden burger with refried beans. So I've got questions from Tammy in New Mexico. Tammy in New Mexico would like to know, when I cook, why don't you ever see me measuring anything? Well, that's really simple. I don't measure. I don't measure at all. When I learned to cook as a child, I didn't learn to measure anything. My mother never taught me that. We didn't do a tablespoon and a cup, okay? So I'll give you approximations on how much to put. Because when we season food, we're going to season it to taste. Each one of us has different taste buds. Also, various people have written in, they have diabetes, they have high blood pressure, problems with cholesterol. So because we're all at different ages and stages in life, I want you to cook for where you are. And I would recommend to everyone, don't use a lot of salt. I use sea salt. David from Florida, he wants to know how long I cook foods for. So we'll talk about that today. Again, it's how you want to do it. For example, when people make meat, some people like their meats rare, some like it well done. I'm that same way. You might like your burgers charred. You may like your burgers cooked to a golden brown consistency. It's up to you how well you want to cook it, how long you want to cook it. The only thing I say is make sure you cook it on a high heat and cook it thoroughly, because that always removes bacteria, okay? And I've got Brittany. Brittany is from Wisconsin. Oh, and Brittany is 12. And Brittany says she made a garden burger and it was kind of mushy. Put more inside of your burger. If you're only using bean, it's going to be mushy, okay? So today we're going to address Brittany's issue. And I've got Carla from Houston. She would like to know, when we make the refried beans, which we are going to do today, we're going to make a fresh batch of refried beans. She would like to know, are they really fried? Because she knows that I take a position on fried food, and my position is just say no. No, the refried beans are not actually fried. That's how my beans are healthier than the original beans. Mine are sauteed. Mrs. Henley's question was in reference to tofu and black people. She would like to know, is it okay for black people to eat tofu? She's heard that black women should not eat a lot of tofu, especially if they've hit menopause, that it's not good for them. Well, the last time I checked, which was this morning, I am black. I am a person of African descent. And I eat a lot of tofu. I eat it raw, I eat it baked, I eat it in several meals, I have it in smoothies. I don't have any adverse effects as a result of eating tofu. No, I'm kidding, just kidding. No, there are no adverse effects that I've seen in my life. Now, of course, we're all different. People have food allergies, there are several things. But you know what? I would try it, Mrs. Henley. If you haven't had it, try it, you'll like it. I make my beans at night, and I like to do that so that when I wake up in the morning, the house smells wonderful. So I'm just going to get a little bit of beans, use my top to catch the juice so that I won't make a big mess. Okay, well, I just dropped some, so I guess it's meant for me to make a little mess. And I'm going to use some of the juice from the beans. Why? Because it helps to mix it up good. Very good beans. Very good. As a vegan, you want to make sure you get plenty of protein. Now, today, these are the vegetables we're going to put in our refried beans. What we have here today, some carrots. And I'm just going to use 3 carrots. I like doing everything in threes. So we'll put the rest back in the refrigerator. I've got a half an onion. I'm going to put a little cabbage. Yes. Some, I chop up my bell peppers and I freeze them so I don't have to do it later. I do have some tofu here we're going to put. And I've got a yam. I've got some squash and a yam. So all of this is what's going to go in our food today. Okay, so to get started here, I'm going to come over and grab my cutting board. You remember, space has always been an issue for me. I like to sharpen my knife at the beginning. Why? So I want it sharp. I mean, I think that's kind of self-evident, right? So chop my little ends off of here. Cut this, my squash. And I think I like to cut it in half. Now, you know, these are hard to cut. But what I noticed, once you cut them the first time and leave them in the fridge, they get softer over time. So I kind of like that. And I'm just going to peel this off. I have a potato peeler, but I don't like using that. Now, get my yam here. And this yam, this is for my carrots. So, just take them, put them on the grater. These little chunks that I have here, these are my little chunks. I'll just dump them in. I don't care. They can be big. Because again, we want crunch. See? Nice and large. Get my sweet potato. Same thing. Grate it up. And here's, of course, my butternut squash. See? That's what we're looking like right there, okay? Now this one, I don't know. Let's see. These leaves can be big. We don't have to have this really shredded like, you know, cabbage can be. Now this has already been pre-washed, okay? Just to make sure that it was clean. We did it earlier because I've been using this all week. But normally we would wash it off really good. Because you know how I told you, cleanliness is next to godliness. We want to always clean our hands, clean our environment, because this is where we eat. And where you eat should always be clean. Okay, that's all I'm going to use, because I'm going to save this again for the same reason I'm saving the other stuff to put in a different dish. See, I never use all the stuff I have. Actually, my daughter Tashi is watching this, because she's always in Siobhan. Siobhan's always asking about something new to make. Siobhan is a really good cook. So is Tashi. Actually, all my children are good cooks. Nico's a really good cook. His specialty is breakfast. If you haven't had Nico's breakfast, you haven't had anything. The things that boy can do with eggs. Oh my gosh. Now, if you like more cabbage, you can put more cabbage in there. But I think that's just enough. I don't have any zucchini. You know I love zucchini. That's my food, baby, zucchini. But that's okay. So I'm going to finish cutting up my broccoli. One thing, I know some people thought I was going to forget to put my favorite vegetable. How could you think that? Broccoli. This beautiful floret. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Well, you know, I thought today I'd do something different and add a little sweetness to my burger. Yeah. Your burgers can be whatever you want them to be. Look at this. We've got a nice pan full of refried beans. It's got a wonderful smell to it. So now we're going to, well, they're not refried yet. We've got a wonderful bowl full of beans. Now we're going to go over to the stove and I'm going to actually fry them. Well, not fry them, but I'm going to saute them in butter. And then I'm going to come back and mix them with the vegetables. All right? So this is my mix with my bell peppers and my onions and all that kind of good stuff. So I'm going to just mix that up real good. And just like I said, I'm going to cook them. You know, just saute them a little bit. Stir it up so to keep it from sticking. So that's how much seasoning I've put in there. Now, if that's too much seasoning, I'm not worried about it because I still have more beans in here that haven't been mixed, and that will absorb some of the extra seasoning. And now I'm going to take the beans and I'm going to mix them with my vegetables. So I'm going to go ahead and use this spoon, even though it's got some other beans on it. Just mix them all in here. Now let's mix that up. Oh, nice. This is very, very nice. See? That made quite a bit. Now, we didn't season the vegetables, so we'll have to have a little bit more seasoning for the vegetables. Not too much, because it's in the refried beans. Because if you notice, I didn't put any salt on Yesenia and Yoshani. I want you girls to get in the kitchen and try this. Because Yesenia, I know you need protein. See, here's a burger right here that's frozen. And I cut wax paper, and I put a sheet of wax paper on top of the burger like they do in the stores to separate for the next burger. Okay, so because my burgers were really soft, I can put something like this in there. This is chickpea flour. I can choose to put that. Or I have some breadcrumbs. These breadcrumbs are Japanese panko breadcrumbs. I can put this, or I can put some of this. Today, for this particular thing, because I've never used either one of the products before actually, so this will be a first for me as well. I'm going to go with the chickpea flour. Yes, as you see, I'm not measuring. So this is probably 2/4 of a cup or half a cup. So that's how much we're putting in chick flour, half a cup of chick flour, okay? So you see how I shape them? I shape them in the pan on the go. I don't shape them out of the pan. I shape them while they're cooking. This is a nice firm burger. See that? Not too soft, it's just right. Put it on the wax paper. Put your next paper down. Get ready for your next burger. Here comes my next burger. See that? It kind of split a little, it kind of moved. So you want to make your burgers all the same size as much as possible. Now, I'm going to put the top on it. And this is ready for the freezer. And I've got 4 nice sizes. You know what? A lot of people say, well, vegan food, I don't know because my family won't like it. You make a vegan dish and it looks good and it tastes good, people will like it whether there's meat in it or not. So remember, presentation is everything. So folks, I'd like to say thank you for stopping in again today. Thank you for coming to Cooking with Ochi. I hope this has been a pleasure. Remember, we don't live to eat, we eat to live. I would really like to encourage everyone to drink water. Why? Water is the elixir of life. Water is very important because we are 2/3 water. The planet is 2/3 water. So it tells you that water is very important to the survival of the planet and of every organism in the planet. By replenishing water, if you have problems with dry skin, water will take care of that. You can put all the lotions, jams, and jellies in the world on your skin. And it will only hydrate your skin temporarily for the moment. And it will give you only an external hydration. But water will give you an internal and external hydration. Got a little bean in my hair. Okay, well, we'll have to get that later. I guess I'll be washing my hair after all.